Welcome back to more Super Mario Galaxy. Last time, we found our first Grand Star and returned it to Rosalina's Comet Observatory. This time, we're beginning our search for power stars at the Good Egg Galaxy. Yes, it's undeniable. We're detecting power star energy patterns in the nearest galaxy. But I must warn you that the evil energy readings are off the charts. Please be careful. Our first mission of the Good Egg Galaxy is simply titled Dino Piranha. As the first main stage of the game, I honestly think this makes a pretty good first impression. The way the music kicks in as soon as you land, how inviting this planet looks with the flower garden and the house, it's just kind of a nice little starting planet to have. I remember this was actually one of the first areas shown off at like E3 2005 or something. I remember seeing a lot of like screenshots and video that was like off-screen footage of people playing demos, and I was so excited for this game. This was one of the games that made me want a Wii in the first place, along with Super Paper Mario, and luckily, we actually got a Wii pretty early on. It was like January 2007, which was remarkably quick, considering how rare the console was at launch. But this game sadly was delayed until November 2007. It was supposed to be spring, I'm pretty sure, but at least I was ready when the game did finally come out. My friends are ahead, hurry! So you're supposed to use the Sling Star to reach the launch star, but Luigi can actually very easily backflip up to the launch star. If you get hurt, grab a coin to patch yourself up. I am not a speedrunner of this game, but I'll do my best to show off a couple of cool tricks I do know. Some are able to be performed with Mario or Luigi, and some are specific for Luigi just because of how much better his overall jump height is. I'm pretty sure Mario can also backflip up to that launch star as well. I think I have done it with Mario, but it's a little bit more tricky, like the timing on the spin. By the way, this is mud. It will slow you down, which is not great considering there are rolling boulders. And also, we can actually break the boulders by spinning into the red section. You actually get a ton of star bits, but obviously it's a little bit dangerous, so I'm not really going to go for that. A lot of the planets in Super Mario Galaxy are actually really tiny like this. It's just kind of a little platform, essentially, that you stop on before moving on to your next destination, giving it a very different flow from other 3D Mario games up to this point. Defeating that Piranha Plant reveals this little vine we can spin up, either by mashing Y, or actually X also spins, or shaking the controller. Again, I'm using a Pro Controller, not a Joy-Con set, so spinning the controller is not exactly the easiest thing in the world to do. Defeating that Piranha Plant reveals this Warp Pipe. And we have a little secret area with more switches. So again, blue is usually off, yellow is usually on, so in this case, we're actually turning the switches on. There's a 1-up there. We also have the little spike platform moving as a hazard. It's not that difficult to avoid, though. I'm pretty sure this is just like a little bonus area for that 1-up, but we have a launch star back. So on this planet, we have a little invisible enemy. You can see it moving around through the footsteps, but it drops a ton of star bits. We actually got a couple lives from that. Watch out! After you spin once, you have to wait until your Luma comes back before you can spin again. Basically, every 50 star bits is an extra life. Again, not super helpful. If you're not actually playing, like, extensively, like if you're taking breaks a lot, your lives will reset, so it's not super helpful, but it's nice to actually be able to get lives through 50 star bits instead of like 100 coins, like in, I want to say, actually 64 might have had it at 50 as well. Alright, so we have a giant egg with a tail, so let's spin into it. Alright, this is Dino Piranha, the first boss of the game. As the first boss, this isn't too difficult. We have to keep spinning into the tail. And this is a Nintendo boss fight, so guess how many times you have to do this? If you guessed 3, you are correct. Overall, that's not a very difficult boss fight, but it's kind of a nice tutorial on like the gravity physics and fighting an enemy like that, and also on the spin cooldown. You can't like spam it because you do have to wait for the cooldown. Also, we'll talk about this a little bit later, but you can actually get coins from those if you need healing. But overall, that went pretty well, and here's our first Power Star. You got a star. Dino Piranha, Good Egg Galaxy. High score updated. You increased your star bit count. Those star bits are star bits. To Lumas, they are the tastiest, most delectable treats imaginable. Aim your controller at the screen and point your cursor at them to pick them up. If you're playing in handheld mode, you can also collect star bits by tapping them directly on the screen. Once you have some, shoot them by aiming with the cursor and pressing ZR. Why don't we try it out? Aim at me and feed me some star bits. So let's collect these along the wall and feed them to this Luma. Mmm, tasty. Let's call those little morsels my feet for this lesson. You can also shoot them at enemies or feed them to a hungry Luma. Either way, I'm sure Starbits will be a big help on your adventure. We still only have access to the Good Egg Galaxy for now until we get 3 Power Stars, so let's head back. Next up is a snack of cosmic proportions. So, structurally, Super Mario Galaxy is a little bit closer to Sunshine compared to 64. So in 64, basically the way it was set up, you could collect a lot of stars out of order, because a lot of the stars were basically loaded in, and you could just kind of, collect things at your own pace. While with Sunshine, each star was most of the stars were exclusive to the mission you pick. Galaxy is closer to Sunshine, where you actually do need specific missions in order to find the next star. So yeah, it's a little bit different. Oh, get this! You can shoot those star bits with ZR. Zap, zap, zapow! Just aim your cursor at your target and fire with ZR. Run into your enemies while they're stunned to finish them off. One thing worth mentioning is you can actually play this 2-player, but the other player doesn't actually have direct control. Basically, they get another cursor, I think it's orange, and can collect or fire star bits as well. So it's not the best 2-player mode, but it's kind of a nice little bonus mode. Super Mario Galaxy would actually have a more interesting 2-player mode. Not super interesting, but technically a little bit better than this game, just having a second cursor, basically. I've got a hungry friend up ahead. You don't mind sharing your snacks, do you? Head forward using the pull star and launch star. If you're in handheld mode, you can just tap the pull star and launch star directly. So here's our formal introduction to pull stars. One interesting thing is you actually keep momentum, so you can actually kind of release and drift a bit, which we actually need to do later on, I'm pretty sure. So let's make our way to the launch star. Kind of like Super Mario Sunshine, you also have different areas you go to in particular missions, but it's actually more extreme in this case because you have entirely separate planets that you don't go to outside of a specific mission. There's these little spiky things. We can actually hit these to break the spiky plants. Obviously we want to dodge those as well as they're returning. I don't think we take damage, but they will knock us down, so it's good to get out of the way. So next launch star is right over here. There's actually a launch star in the middle of the path, but we'll be skipping that for now. Instead, we're over here. Again, we could break the boulders, but again, it's a little bit dangerous, so I'm actually going to opt out of that. We actually have enough star bits for this mission. We were basically told how to defeat a Luma, which is good, because we actually need to know how to do that for this mission. If I'm not mistaken, the first launch star we skipped is basically to send you along this path faster. If you actually need to stop and collect all the star bits, you want to kind of go the slower route and actually, pick up all the star bits you can find. Up here is our first Hungry Luma, but hey, we might as well get a few more star bits while we're here. So yeah, every 50 star bits is a 1-up, which is actually really nice. Again, I wish they saved in Sunshine, but oh well. Hey you! Yeah, you, got any tasty star bits? If you feed me a bunch of star bits, I'll burst with snacky happiness and then transform. I'm famished. I need 100 star bits to curb the hunger pangs. That's it, I'm stuffed. Here we go! Transform! A new planet was born. So Hungry Lumas will create a new planet and a pink launch star. This is actually a really fun planet because you're supposed to climb up these little smaller ledges and make your way up to the top of the structure, but it's actually really easy to skip large portions of it with well-timed backflips, side flips, triple jumps, and so on. It's obviously a lot easier with Luigi, but I think it's actually still possible with Mario. You might need to spin to gain a little bit of extra height. So for example, with Luigi, you can very easily make that jump. I think with Mario, you might need need to like spin at the height of your jump. And now we're on a very different looking planet from anything else we've seen so far. This little, like, this capsule, essentially. We basically have to find a way inside, and to do so, we have to break one of these crystals. By the way, you do have a starbit total at the end of every stage, so even beyond stages where you need to feed a hungry Luma, it is still good to collect starbits anyway, and stockpile them for later. Luigi can kind of break this. You're supposed to go around, and basically the red sections and blue sections have different gravity. Luigi can very easily jump up and skip a lot of it just by jumping into a section you're not supposed to get into until later. So yeah, we actually bypass a lot, like a 1-up, but again, I'm not overly concerned about 1-ups, so it's fine. I think you can actually get that as well through this route, maybe? Like, if you jump high enough and basically clip into the blue section, that would also work. But let's just get a move on and see where this launch star takes us. We have more star chips, but this time they're blue, because this will actually give us a pole star instead of a launch star. We actually don't need these entirely, but I'll collect them anyway to show where they are. The gravity can be a little finicky here, as you can see, but at least we can't die here, so that's the one consolation. Instead of using the pole stars, I'm simply going to try long jumping. You got a star, a snack of cosmic proportions, Good Egg Galaxy. High score updated. Increase your starbit count. You've discovered a new galaxy. Well done, brave explorer. You've discovered a new galaxy. Collecting power stars will expand our range of vision, perhaps to eventually include the enemy base. We could go to a new galaxy, but I think we'll finish up the Good Egg Galaxy instead. Next up is King Calientes' Battle Fleet. So this is kind of neat. We basically have to get to the launch star on the roof of this house. To do so, you basically have to find an orange pipe, which is, I think, on this side of the planet, and basically go through a little side area in order to actually access it. So we have this little interior area inside the planet with this giant coin, so let's pick this up. And we have music notes that actually play a classic Mario theme. And that creates a 1-up, but our main objective is this pipe. Luigi actually doesn't need to do any of that. Mario can also get up to the top of the house pretty easily, but you can also very easily as Luigi, like, backflip, spin jump, and like, actually I think you need to wall jump and then like spin jump or something. I used to be a lot better at this, to be honest. There we go. And over here, we actually have a toad trapped in a crystal. Woo, you saved me! Thanks, Luigi! In return, let me tell you a secret about this place. Apparently those spiky things just hate coconuts. Shake the controller or press Y to smack them with coconuts. That seems oddly specific, but it's good information to have. So yeah, these spiky things, we basically need to just, spin a coconut into them. Kicking does not work, we do have to spin it. So we get a sling star up to this planet, and up here we have a pokey. Like before, we have to spin a coconut, like so, and then stomp it. And we have another launch star to somewhere else. If you don't actually spin right away, we can actually land on this planet with a pipe. This takes us to inside the planet with a coin and a new power-up. You've transformed into Rainbow Luigi. You're invincible. This is basically your star equivalent. Obviously it's a little bit flashier because it's rainbow. But this will actually allow us to break these chain chomps that are rolling around. And now let's launch up here. I don't think we can get much other mileage out of this though, based on the timer, and there's nothing else to really break here. So that's fine. Let's head up to the top of this planet, dodging the laser beam there. It looks like there's a launch star, and wow, this is firing bullet bills at us. I did not remember that part, to be honest. So let's quickly make our way up and see where this takes us. We actually have airships. We also have these little enemies that we have to defeat to lower the bridge. Let's also save this toad over here, trapped in another crystal. Nice work, but you gotta keep going. I wonder if we saw something different if we hadn't defeated the enemies first. Probably. There are a lot of these little, like, octopus enemies around. I wonder if that's a hint of anything that's about to happen. Another launch star. Be careful, there's big danger up ahead. If things get really bad, shoot a star bit at one of those lights on the ground. Then a coin will pop out. Grab it to replenish some of your life. So the little green sprouts on the Dino Piranha plant work the same way. They basically give you coins if you hit them with a star bit. But for now, let's head up to the top side of this planet. And we have another boss fight against King Caliente. This is a fun boss. Reminds me of something out of Zelda, actually, because of the like volley mechanics that like Ganon would have. Now we have to reflect it twice. And of course, we have one more wave to go. Now we have these little fire enemies to avoid, but the fight is largely the same other than adding an extra hit that's required. And I messed it up because I did not spin. Let's try this again. I'm pretty sure this was also one of the earliest beta scenes from like E3 demos. I remember seeing this really early on too. So yeah, it is actually kind of impressive how much of that like original E3 showcase did make it into the final game in some capacity. But with that, we have another star. You got a star. King Caliente's battle fleet, Good Egg Galaxy. High score updated. Increase your star bit count. And up here, all that's left to do is head to a new galaxy. The Honey Hive Galaxy. But we will be going there next time. So thank you for watching, and I hope you'll join me next time for more Super Mario Galaxy.